Well, here we are again. This is Legacy of Leaders. I'm your host, Jamar Suber. And listen, today, wow, amazing. I'm here with an amazing guest, Janae Pollard with Faithful Finances. Man, you know, I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs, but this one here, this information is what you need. Welcome to the show, Janae.
Thank you for having me.
So listen, when we were talking, you talked financial education.
Yeah.
First of all, tell me what's the difference between financial education and financial literacy? Is there a difference?
So there can be.
Okay.
When I speak financial education, I'm really talking about making sure that you actually understand what you're reading, right? So if you understand, I work with a lot of small business owners. They want to understand their taxes. They want to understand what they're paying in, what they're putting in, what they're investing in. And so the literacy, financial literacy kind of is broader. We're like, this is what it is, this is what you should do. But financial education is making sure that you understand it, that you digest it, and that you can actually implement it into your own personal finance journey.
I love it. You know, a lot of entrepreneurs, they're lost
Yeah.
when it comes to taxes and what to do, what they shouldn't do, how much to set aside. What should we think about as entrepreneurs when we start our businesses when it's tied to financial education?
So I think a lot of stuff that we honestly teach is stuff that I personally believe that we should have been taught when we were learning Pi. And so when it comes to business owners and taxes, there's so much. One of the biggest concerns, like the top concern that I would say, is something called the self-employment tax. So a self-employment tax is 15.4% of all net profit. This does not even concern your federal taxes, your sales taxes, or your state taxes. And so when people go, they had a good year, they hit their six figures their first year in business, and then they go to file their taxes, and the amount due is so large because they're not used to not having someone take their taxes out every 2 weeks with a paycheck. And so I've seen it scare people away from wanting to grow because they're like, how do I have this big tax bill? How do I tackle it? And how do I move forward growing my business while also making sure I'm not, in any trouble, in any legal trouble, any tax trouble, and I'm honestly being able to use as much funds into the business without, giving it away to taxes. And so that is, I would say, self-employment taxes. Like really, we have an ebook, like go and learn the tax system for business owners. There's a lot of deductions and things that you can take, but at the end of the day, you want to make a profit as a business owner. Where do you want to put those profits? Where are you going to pay those profits? Are you going to pay it in taxes? Are you going to put it donations? And so I think that is the top important thing that I've seen, the top issue and the top solution that entrepreneurs can do is to really find, you can go to irs.gov, you can go to our website, you can really work with a professional that cares about your success as a business owner and that honestly specializes in business owners' taxes.
That's great.
Yeah.
Let's dive just a little deeper. So when I'm thinking about pricing, okay, and I set my prices, what percentage of that should I be thinking goes to taxes?
So after, I would say like net, because we do talk net. So if you have a, gross profit, I don't want to get too accounting term, but once you have kind of like your gross profit, you want to set aside, I say 30% is just safe. If you're fully self-employed, that's just safe. It's the safest place you can do it. We have a tax account in a different account. So when you pay out, if you pay payroll, if you pay it yourself, pay your taxes just like you're paying yourself. And so that you don't get behind, right? So you may have a good week, you might have a big contract, you might have a smaller week, whatever it is, have a percentage. 30%, 15 to 30%. Also look at your other income, because your other income is included. If you're married, look at, make sure that their partner can adjust the W-4. And so, it's really everybody has their own unique strategy, but some of the just like top things is to have a tax savings account. And if you are married, update your W-4 with your employer, or if you're working and have a side business, just update that W-4 so that you're paying enough in taxes. So when, it's 2024 and we're doing taxes for 2023, if you're in the business of making money, you want to stay in that business and not get caught up in last year's issues or last year's filings. And so staying current, making sure all of your paperwork is updated with the state, with your employer, and pay your taxes on time, because fees pile up fast as well.
Absolutely. As we go ahead and wrap up, tell us about some of the services your company provides.
Yeah, so we provide, we specialize, like I said, in bookkeeping, tax preparation for entrepreneurs. We also have, you know, an accountant's corner, so you can get monthly insight from an accountant for an affordable rate, where it's not, you know, a retainer fee, but it's really for entrepreneurs to really just make sure, am I doing this right? And also, you know, we work with you, so we don't just prepare your taxes. We say, hey, this is what happened, and so that's where the education comes in. We don't just send it, say send, sign. No. Sit down with us. Let's go through it, and let's make sure that you have a plan for this year and for next year.
Yeah. It's refreshing to have someone speak from a place of financial education. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
And hey, as you heard it right here, this is Legacy of Leaders. I'm your host, Jamar Suber. To learn more about Janae Pollard and Faithful Finances, check us out at dailynewsnetwork.com.